All right, how about Brock Purdy? The guy just keeps winning. Gets one more win in the regular season just for good measure heading into the playoffs. Going to talk about what he did well, what the 49ers did well, how they were able to get this win, and then maybe what it means for the playoffs as well. Get into all to, ins and outs of everything. So let's just get into it. First, let's start off with this play. One thing that makes Kyle Shanahan and this 49ers offense so deadly is their plethora of weapons, and one of the guys who, doesn't seem to get a ton of attention. You don't hear his name too often, but when you do hear his name, you usually hear it in a big way. It's Kyle Juszczyk, who is, on this play. He's the guy who I'm highlighting as he's going to be running a route on this play. He's a fullback, but he's, calling him just a fullback is not doing him justice. He can do a lot more than just that. However, he still is a fullback, and what's going to happen is there's an the guy who's on the edge there for Arizona, he's in charge of covering Juszczyk, but because San Francisco constantly does so many different things, watch what happens. Look, he just does not pick up that Kyle Juszczyk ran a route until you get to this point where Juszczyk is completely wide open. Purdy notices this right away, which, that's a read you have to notice, but also give him credit for noticing it. You now have a wide open player right in front of you. Purdy hits Juszczyk, who's able to do a great job in open space. Again, he's so good. He's such a talented player that isn't even a guy who you typically talk about when you talk about San Francisco, but it's just a great example of, they do so many different things that they can get guys to make mistakes just because you think something's happening and then something else happens. But also, again, just on the surface level, also just a good play of hitting the open guy and, Juszczyk being able to make some moves in open space. Going over here, one of the things that I just always like about Purdy, what always jumps out at me when it comes to Purdy is his mobility. His mobility is something that's really good. That was my main takeaway out of college was, when I scouted him, I had some issues, as did everyone. I mean, he was drafted with the last pick. But one of the things I liked about him and why I thought maybe there was a chance he could, just have a career in the NFL, I wasn't thinking as a starter on a Super Bowl contending team, I was thinking just as a backup somewhere, is because he can move and he runs well, and that's what's going to happen on this play. But it's interesting just how they're doing it, where the concept itself, so you have a receiver running a deep route, and you have your halfback who's going to kind of run a sort of a check down route. So, you could have potentially one-on-one matchups on the outside for both of those two players. And what I find interesting at this point is that, so there are those one-on-one matchups, but it also kind of serves a second purpose, which is it's taken those two players who are on the edge out of the play at this point. They're not in there. They cannot get over to tackle Purdy if he decides to run in that direction. And also, if you notice, there is definitely no containment on the top of the screen, so Purdy can definitely move there. Watch him be able to use his legs to be able to pick up some yards, and his scrambling ability is definitely just another added benefit to the 49ers that, that a Jimmy Garoppolo didn't have, right? So, again, Purdy definitely has some flaws, still being a rookie. He still has made some rookie mistakes, but this is one of the benefits that he has that a lot of other quarterbacks don't have, not just on the 49ers roster, but on any roster, is the ability to make plays like this, and if you can add value that way, that could be what you need to win a Super Bowl. And then it's also just stuff like this where it's going to be a zone coverage play, running play action, and have Brandon Ayuk run over the middle, right? Simple stuff, but, obviously the 49ers love to do this stuff. And why wouldn't you love to do this stuff? It's effective and it works. So yeah, I would love to do it too. Watch as they run to play action. You see the linebackers get a little bit out of position to where there definitely is a window for Purdy to be able to make this throw. Seemed like Purdy hesitated a little bit, but then he does make the throw. Still, he's able to get it there within the window that he had to get it there through. He's able to pick up the yardage that you had on that play. And again, this is the stuff that Purdy is consistently doing well, is just being able to hit the throws that he has to hit. Like this one's another one where it's going to be a zone coverage play once again. It is going to be Brandon Ayuk running the route over the middle. You have another receiver who's running a deep route that can push the safety further deep. So safety gets deep, linebackers move in with a play action, you throw to Ayuk who's over the middle. Look at how when Purdy does take the snap and runs this play action, he's going to fire down the field. And right here, there is, you just see how open Ayuk got right there. And again, I know some people will hold this against Purdy of, he's just hitting open guys. Listen, when you're the San Francisco 49ers quarterback, you're going to have open guys to hit. That's just the reality of being in that situation. What they need from Purdy, first and foremost, is to be able to hit the open guy, is to be able to just run the offense effectively and make the throws that you have to make and time it up well. And he's doing all of those things, and then he's also doing stuff on top of it. This play was another just interesting one where the play concept itself, we don't have to talk about too much. It was, again, another cover 3 zone is what it looks like. But basically, what's going to happen is nothing's going to get open downfield. Look, Purdy takes the snap, and he doesn't love what he sees down the field. Now, maybe there is something open, and he's just being stupid and not throwing it there, but I'm going to assume that if he's not throwing it, it's because something is not open, which, again, makes sense. Kyle Shanahan isn't a god. It's not like every single play concept works out perfectly and gets someone open, although it feels like it sometimes, but not actually the case. But this is what I like about Purdy is, again, I feel like he scrambles the right way for the most part. There was a couple, there was that bad sack that Isaiah Simmons chased him down. Not always perfect in minimizing damage, but at the same time, I do feel like it tends to work out better more often than it backfires. And this is an example where watch what he's going to do. First, he's going to make sure he keeps looking down the field. He eventually looks over towards Deebo Samuel, though. He, again, looked down the field, still said, okay, nothing open. Let me just hit Deebo Samuel, who is underneath and can maybe pick up some yards. Look, he flips it over there, and Samuel is in trouble. He could get tackled for a loss of several yards, and in a typical situation, you would probably say this is a mistake by Purdy. Just throw the ball away. Don't worry about getting a completion here. Just accept that the play is dead. But when you have Deebo Samuel and you have an opportunity to get the ball in his hands, just get the ball in his hands. And this is actually something I'm excited about is we haven't seen hardly any of Deebo Samuel and Brock Purdy in this, playing at the same time. So, Purdy's done all of this, basically all of this, without Deebo Samuel on the field. Well, now he has the, superstar wide receiver / running back. That should only help him, be able to be effective. Because watch Samuel make this move, and he's going to be able to end up picking up a first down on a play that seemingly had nothing written all over it. And that is credit to Purdy to some degree, although, again, more credit to Samuel. In fact, that statement is pretty much how I just view this 49ers offense as a whole a little bit. It's kind of a good way to describe it. I feel like a lot of times it is me saying, good job, Purdy, but really good job rest of the offense. But again, I feel like every one of these videos I've made, I've said it, Purdy does not have to be a superstar. He does not have to be Patrick Mahomes. He does not have to be the reason the offense is working. He just has to be a part of the offense. The quarterback is just a part of the offense as opposed to a lot of other teams have the quarterback be the entire offense, and Brock Purdy is doing his part well. It's almost like he's a role player at the quarterback position, but he's doing that very well right now, and that's why the 49ers have a very good chance at winning the Super Bowl. It's why they're going to be the 2 seed. That's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.